Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young woman named Lena. She had always dreamed of a life filled with purpose and happiness, but her reality was far from what she imagined. She worked long hours at a small local bakery, baking bread and pastries that were sold to the villagers, but deep down, she felt as though there was something more she was meant to do. Every day, she watched the world around her, full of opportunities she couldn't reach. Her life felt like a loop where she woke up every morning, did the same things, and went to bed feeling like she hadn't made any progress. She often looked out of her bakery window, wishing she could do something more, something that mattered. But despite her efforts, she found herself stuck. One rainy afternoon, as Lena sat by the bakery window, a traveler entered the store. He was drenched from the rain, his clothes clinging to his body, and his eyes had a tired yet hopeful look in them. Lena offered him a warm seat and a hot cup of tea as she served him a freshly baked pastry. The traveler, noticing the sadness in Lena's eyes, asked, "What's weighing on your heart, young lady?" Lena sighed and shared her feelings of being stuck, of wanting more but not knowing where to begin. "I feel like I'm meant for something bigger, something that matters," she confessed. The traveler smiled kindly. "Sometimes the biggest opportunities come in unexpected ways. But first, you must be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and trust the path you've yet to see. Your journey starts the moment you decide to take that first step." His words resonated deeply with Lena, and that night, for the first time in a long while, she felt a flicker of hope. The next morning, she decided to step outside of her comfort zone. She closed the bakery for the day and set out into the world with nothing but a small bag of belongings, her mind racing with possibilities. Her journey wasn't easy. She faced challenges at every turn, long days of walking through unfamiliar cities, nights spent sleeping under the stars, and moments when she doubted herself. But she pressed on. With every step, she reminded herself of the traveler's words. She had to trust in the path that was unfolding before her, even when she couldn't see where it would lead. One evening, as she walked along a winding road, she met an elderly woman sitting by a campfire. The woman had a peaceful aura about her, and she smiled warmly at Lena. "What brings you here, child?" she asked. Lena shared her story of feeling lost and unsure of her place in the world. The elderly woman listened carefully before replying, "The journey you're on is not just about finding what you want. It's about discovering who you truly are. You see, the path to your dreams is not always straight, but each challenge along the way teaches you something valuable about yourself. Trust in that process." The woman's words struck a deep chord in Lena's heart. She realized that her journey wasn't just about achieving success or finding the perfect opportunity. It was about personal growth, learning to overcome her fears, and embracing the unknown. As Lena continued her journey, she faced even more obstacles. There were days when the weight of uncertainty felt unbearable. She met people who doubted her, who told her she would never succeed. There were nights when the loneliness seemed overwhelming, and the doubt crept in, whispering that she should just give up and return to the life she once knew. But Lena didn't give up. She remembered the lessons she had learned along the way, that growth came from overcoming challenges, that even the darkest times had something valuable to teach her, and that she was capable of more than she had ever imagined. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of trials and tribulations, Lena arrived at a bustling city. It was nothing like the quiet village she had left behind. The city was full of people, buildings, and opportunities. But more importantly, it was here that she discovered her true calling. Lena found a small community center that was dedicated to helping underprivileged children. They were in need of someone who could teach them not just academics, but life skills, kindness, and resilience, all the lessons Lena had learned on her own journey. It was as if the universe had guided her here, to a place where she could make a real difference. She didn't have much to offer, but what she had learned during her journey was invaluable. She taught the children about perseverance, about the importance of kindness and patience, and about how to find hope even when the world seemed against them. And as she taught them, Lena realized that the dream she had once longed for, the purpose she had been searching for, had been with her all along. Over time, Lena became a beloved figure in the community. The children she taught grew into confident, kind individuals, and Lena found joy in knowing that she had played a part in shaping their futures. Her life was no longer about wishing for something more. It was about creating that change, one small step at a time. The journey that had started with uncertainty and doubt had transformed her into someone who was not only living her dream, but helping others do the same. Lena had learned that the key to finding success and fulfillment was not in waiting for the perfect moment, but in taking action and trusting the process. She had discovered that the true value of her journey was not in the destination, but in the lessons she learned and the people she touched along the way. As Lena looked back on her journey, she realized that every challenge, every setback had been a necessary part of her growth. It was through those difficult moments that she had discovered her own strength, and it was those lessons that allowed her to make a difference in the lives of others. She understood now that the greatest achievement wasn't about reaching a certain point in life. It was about the person she had become along the way. And so, Lena's story became one of inspiration, a reminder that the path to success isn't always clear, but it's always worth taking. The journey is never about perfection, it's about progress. It's about stepping into the unknown with courage, trusting that each step, no matter how difficult, brings you closer to becoming the person you're meant to be.